Welcome back, everybody. Now we're looking at, looks like Ethereum, their trust. Okay, ETH-E, a bit overextended. Let's look at the market watch while we wait for our watch lists to populate. And we may not have a four-way Arun on the daily. Let's see if we can check something on the smaller time frames. Let's check a four-way Arun on the 15-minute. Alright. And still maybe nothing there. Let's try an 80-20. Now this would be Arun up 80, down 20. Alright, nothing there. Let's check the stupid buy signals for the daily and the weekly. These would be considered dip buys. Okay. We got quite a few on the list here today. Let's take a look here. If there's anything that interests you, check it out. Yeah. And we, of course, see it's in a dip situation. Okay. Now, what can we look at for today? Now, with the way Walt Disney Company is trading, if it breaks below the cloud, it might slide on out. But let's see if it can break above the support and start trending back up this way. Okay. And where is our lagging indicator? Our lagging indicator actually does indicate that we are in for a reversal, so that's good. So if our lagging indicator takes this trend and crosses back through price action, then that would be confirmation of a buy signal. If it starts to go up and produces green candles and finally makes it outside of the cloud, that is also confirmation of a buy signal. Okay. BA, Boeing. All right. Now see how we're just touching the cloud here, and we're in a bit of a dip situation. Now let's watch for this to come back up on the HA Colt, and then continue to run. Okay. And see, we've got the original HA Colt, and then we have the HA Colt 2 study. The reason why I've created an HA Colt 2 study is because the original is having some issues getting picked up for the lists. I don't know why, but it isn't picking them up correctly. Especially when it's mixed in with another particular indicator. Okay, now picking this one out, we get one little thing. Fidelity, MSCI Industrial. Now it looks like they're about to break above the cloud. Okay. And they are in a dip situation. So let's look for some positive action. Okay. So we can scan for when HA Colt is equal to 100 for all of those stocks, all right? Now I try adding extra criteria in there, and none of them seem to want to work. So maybe let's split it up some, all right? So we can start with, let's just say, a lower scan to, let's say, $800. Not that many. Okay. And that should give us a very, very good range already. And then, let's delete this one. We'll add our filter here. That will be a study filter. And let's try putting in this HA Colt again. And see if it works by itself. And it can't really be combined with another study. Okay. HA Colt, and I think we don't want crosses above because that will be a spike. We want is greater than. Market open, fight for your money. Okay, is greater than, or let's just say is equal to as value of das 100. Okay, and we'll hit OK there. And let's add another stock filter. Okay. And we want to go with a volume. All right. And let's just say this volume is, you know, how many? Let's say 600,000 to the max. All right, and we'll hit scan. So let's filter down, and it's going to look through these stocks here for which ones have the HA Colt equal to 100. All right, and what do we get here today? Boom. All right, well, we know why Gilead, Gilead's going up. Their Descovy, HIV virus, yeah, medicine. That's why they're popping. Coca-Cola's popping because summertime's coming and everybody's buying that thirst-quenching Coca-Cola. Let's see, Pfizer, we know why it's popping. AT&T, we know why it's popping. Norwegian Cruise Line, we know why they popping. General Electric, okay. Car sales are increasing, I mean, probably, so. Well, no, not car sales, General Electric. Oh, well, actually, yes, General Electric probably is involved with the EV market. So, their motors and whatnot. So, that could be why. Are they selling more appliances right now? Weather's warming up. They could be. Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. People are probably still spending money on computer devices as much as they can. So, I see why that's going up. Apple's going to start off the week green. Perfect. All right, so now that we've built our nifty, neato little scan here, we get all the ones that are bopping. All right, now let's just hone it down just a little bit more. Let's go 25 cents and bring in some of those penny stocks. All right, but we are looking in the S&P 500. So if we're looking in the S&P 500, we aren't really likely to find stocks down there at the cheaper level. So for this scan being the S&P, we're probably safe to just make this, say, like a $10 level or, say, a $5 scan, and it would work the same, okay? I'm not sure what the least costly, stock on the, S&P 500 is, but it looks like Cisco and Facebook and Freeport-McMoRan have just jumped onto the list. Okay, and of course our volume here could be a big difference too. So let's get rid of that and hit scan and see if we get more than 17 results. Okay, now it's scanning through this S&P 500. So if it were to scan all stocks or, all symbols, all, and we'll go ahead and do that. But we'll get rid of this, and we'll bring up our Darvis list. Let's get our morning show, get that time down a little bit. Okay. So we'll see if we script error timeout. Let's see what's happening. Okay, 417. Okay, so without specifying volume, you get 417 stocks all rocking on the HA Colt equal to 100 on the daily for the S&P. That means that all of these are rocking off. All right. So we want to pull that down just a little bit, okay? So maybe we want to do it by a percentage, add a percentage, or change the volume, because the volume, 600,000, that's a good one, but maybe, we can still go a little bit less. So let's take our volume and go 250 biscuits. All right. Not 2.5 minion biscuits. All right. And to the max. And we had 17. Now we have 417. Let's see what comes up now. This is 85 and 488. $52. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay. So if we're doing 52, all right, and these are the ones that have had 250,000 shares. All right, Seagate. Excellent. Love me a good Seagate hard drive. Ooh, Barracuda. All right. So let's check it out here. These are the ones that are on our Darvis buy list today. And let's just save our scan query, or maybe we want to hone it back down again. Like I say, we can go back up to 600, 650. Let's add another filter. So let's add another stock filter. All right, now we can do beta, EPS, change. So let's just say I only want to see the ones that have finally crossed over into green territory or have just started to recover. So if we want to see that, then we're going to want percent change. Okay. Yield could also work in that situation, but it would be looking at a long-term, type of thing. What is it? Long-term yield overall. So, but you could use them similarly. Okay. At least I feel like you could use them similarly. Now this negative 2.91, that's not a bad little setting to start with. I would even consider going, say, like down 5%. But if you stick with just this down 2%, okay, all the way up to, say, let's just say we're finding the ones that have gone up, massively, 300%. Okay. So it is just rocking. All right. Now 52. Watch all of our options go away. Now -2 to positive 300. So it'll show us everything in betwixt there. All right. Well, from 52 to 67. How does this happen? Probably something else jumped on there. Okay, now we have our EPS here, your low, your high, your market cap, your volume index. All right. And 67 stocks. So really we want to see which ones are in the positives. So let's just say 0.01 all the way up to 300. All right, 43. I like it. I'll save that. All right, now that's a scan query. It's going to be one of our first HA Cult scans to actually be successfully made and saved. So make sure that you subscribe and make and save this list too. Okay. HA Cult. Okay. 100 on the daily. And we've got positive volume, positive percent change. Okay. And we'll hit save for that. So now, with this simple list, we can intersect it with another list, okay? But just for gigs, a little bit of shigs, all right, let's do all stocks. Now, we don't want futures, funds, indices. We want to do, of course, here's all of the over-counter stocks. I love that that option's there. Okay, we'll do all stocks. Let's see what happens. And I think this is why we end up with those script error timeouts, but awesome-o. All right, but we did not get one. So this one, oh, biscuit, I didn't write S&P on it. All right, I'll have to go back and fix that. All right, and this one will be for all stonks, okay? But we need to go back and rename the other one, or now that it's made, it's just going to get renamed, and okay. H.A. Colt Daily. Okay. And let's edit our scan. That's going to be the S and the P500. Oh, with the cap still on. Wait. It'll shift. There we go. And we're going to save that. Now we'll have to go in and delete it because there will be two. Okay. Erg. Let's see here. I have to go down and delete. Delete, delete. Okay. Quotes. So now we can find the ones that have the H.A. Colt jumping off first thing in the morning. So you know which ones are in bullish or bearish sentiment. Now the H.A. Colt is not the end-all be-all by no means. You have lots of fluctuations within there. You have little skips and jumps that happen like this, and you have half trends that happen like this, okay? That's why we have a half trend scalper on this channel. And of course, when we see a touch of the cloud and a rejection like that, and when our lagging 26 period is pointing up in the air, that is entry for a signal. You can take a position, okay? And this is Charles Schwab, and I like trading Charles Schwab. Okay, so now it looks like it was bullish all the way back from here. This is the scan that we caught, so we would have entered here and stayed in all the way to here, possibly, or you know, we might have gotten out at one of these peaks here had we gotten a little rut row. But anyway, the original H.A. Colt, you know, catches these movements here, so you can decide which one you want to keep and use, but the original works just fine. I just like building my own tools, you know, making my own tools, whether it's for, you know, certain cars and vehicles, you know, down to, you know, scripting certain things to do other things if a thing happens in your computer, you know what I mean? For the people who do know what I mean. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now we're looking at overbought here. Looks like I'm getting a El Telefono call. Let's see. Fang. Fang's back on the watch lists here. What we got here? Oh. Hey, buddy. Hold on. I'll have to call you in a second. Let's wrap up this telephone video show. It looks like Tesla's on the poppin' list for today. Actually, he wouldn't be calling if it wasn't important. Hold on. Well, son of a bitch. Okay, he hung up. I'll have to get right back to him. Okay. Now let's check our death crosses for the daily and see what's going to fall off. So, MVIS, OCGN, Naked, and Sundial are on their way out the door. Now it's funny because I see what OCGN did this morning, and that's probably why my fella is calling me. Yeah, he's a big OCGN trader, and I actually said last week, had it hit a certain mark down here in the dumps, I would jump in with him, and I did not do that. Really, we just did not make a plan, and without making a plan, I had to go away for the weekend, so just was not the time. You know, had other priorities per se. But okay, I get it. I think that's why he was calling, so we'll get back with him and see if that's correct or not. But it is showing a daily death cross, which means, I mean, yes, we did cross above the cloud, but we did not stay there. So, and I said that I would take a position if it stayed above the cloud, and it did not. Okay. Although it did close higher than the open, so maybe tomorrow we'll see a close sitting right here on the cloud, or at the end of today at this $10 level. But when we saw the HA Colt spike right here, this would have been a great time to get that entry. Okay, but these are your death crosses, so watch out. These are ones that are probably gonna duke you today. No lube, no lube. Okay, let's see here. And our YouTube example on the daily. I like giving daily signals. I don't go down to the lower time frames. There's too much noise. You know, and the thing is that if you're here, you don't want to be trading like that. You want to invest your money, keep it there, keep it parked in one place for a while, couple days, couple weeks, couple months. That's why you're here. Okay, perfect. Now we do a certain amount of day trading, but we only do that when the market is healthy. And honestly, everybody out there in the YouTube space, you know, given that I was broadcasting when no one else was, it's because they don't really have a clue. I'd say there's probably 2 or 3, maybe a handful of guys out there that are, you know, genuinely knowledgeable about the stock market. The rest of them are just doing it for the clout, for the views, for the TikTok. You know what I mean? All right. And if anybody wonders why I'm doing this, giving away all of those free informations, good settings, and you know, strategies, it's because I genuinely just don't care. You know, I'm here to show you that anybody can do this. Put in just a little bit of effort, a couple minutes a day worth of knowledge, anybody can do it. Looks like Tesla's on our market sentiment list as well. So let's just see if we can combine something like market sentiment, a little market senti, with the HA Colt and see what happens, all right? So now we got HA Colt, we got all this good jazz here. Let's add another stock filter. All right. Now hit your little pencil here, hit edit, come over here into your study, find your study, and we're going to go with that market sentiment. Okay, get your market sentiment. All right, now that's your market sentiment. You got your offset. You don't really want an offset, but you can have one. I prefer 0. When people go -1 offset, +1 offset, that is really going to mess you up. Okay, so if you've read that out there in the space anywhere, don't use that. Or at least try to use it and see if it's effective, and then you'll see why it's not effective, okay? Kind of cancels itself out. All right. But nobody really talks about that, and you'll see why. Okay. Now, market sentiment. Now, if you pull up your market sentiment indicator, or just use is greater than, now I use a value of 19 and or 20, okay? 20 is where it considers to be, you know, in a highly attractive mode. So I try to catch it when it's crossing, you know, 19, 20. So we could even go greater than 15. All right. And hit save. All right. Now hit OK. And hit scan. And I like this, this little setting here. So we're going to steal that. Go over to the script editor and copy that. Cancel. Wait for this to populate, but we're going to go over and build a little something something here live on the video TV show today. All right. This is just for you guys. You guys helped me hit that 250, and I appreciate it. Let's hit that 300, and I'll build another special something for you. All right. So 300, that is the mark, and I will build you an extra special indicator. All right, now remember to declare lower. I always forget that one. All right, and this one is that market senti. And let's see if we can get this right. Guess it's not going to let me do that. Okay. We'll just do greater 15. I tried to throw a greater than sign in there. I guess it wouldn't let me. All right, hit OK. And let's see what we get here. Okay, interesting. So if we want to go market sentiment greater than 15 on OCGN, we get that signal way back here, and you would have jumped in, held it, and not left. Okay, very cool. All right, and the HA Colt almost catches a very similar pattern. All right, so these are your swing trades. All right, see, these are your dips. When your dips are over, you can take a position. Look at the length here we have along the bottom. You have excellent opportunity throughout here to find a dip and take advantage when the dip is over. Okay, now if the stock is constantly trending down, like this one seems to kind of be, then you're not going to do very well. You need to wait until the dip is over. Don't buy in the dip. Wait for the dip to be done and the recovery to start. Okay. Excellent. Now the market senti on the daily. Look at all these red stocks. Okay, let's go up here to the top. Look at the green stocks. All right. Very good. Now let's pull out Tesla here. See what it's doing. All of these chartings. Let's see how it did. Okay, so we did have a pop-up above our support line. Very good. And it is riding this high support. Look at it. It landed above the cloud. All the way above the cloud. No touch the cloud. Touched the corner of our support line. Bounced above our support line. Excellent. So let's see if it gets trapped right in here and then has a blowout to the upside. Okay, if it does, it'll probably push another big candle like this or this. All right, but this is my Masonic symbol that I've managed to find and chart in here, and I didn't do it on purpose. It just kind of popped out at me. See little rays of sunshine popping out the side? Isn't it neat? All right. Now Mara. Come here, Mara. Where you at? Come here. All right. Let's back out on this one and see what's happening. And we are in our dip period like many of them, and we're trying to recover through the cloud. And it looks like for Mara, our 26 lagging period, I believe this is our Chiku or Heiken. What is this here? Let me make sure I don't mess it up. I always do. Let's see, our Tekken, our Kaijin, our Chiku. Okay, that is our Chiku. Let's make our Chiku dark blue, and we know Chiku lags, oh, the Kaijin period, 26. All right, well, let's hit blue and see what happens. All right. Yeah, exactly. We want our Chiku, which lags, 26 periods behind. We want that to be pointing in the upwards direction, okay? Now, when that's pointing in the upwards direction and striking through our price action, which it hasn't done yet, but it is heading that way, that will give confirmation of the entry. Okay. Looks like for the weekly, we would have gotten in on Mara way back down here. So if you really want to take advantage of those bestest of the best signals, then you're going to want to jump in on a weekly or daily time chart, okay? And just, with the rest of them, okay? See, look here. See how we're sitting right on that support line? All right, so I can expect that we'll have another sit right on the support line and continue to go on up, all right? This almost looks like a giant pitchfork here over the size of another giant pitchfork, all right? So it's a pitchfork within a pitchfork pattern. How very cool. And Riot. All right, what does it say? Does it allow for an entry? Well, it says that it wants to allow for an entry, but not quite yet. I mean, it is upwards pointing, but not quite yet. All right. So I'm going to hop off of here and confer with one of my friends here about the stock market this morning. See what he's got going on, popping on his list. And maybe even if he says it's all right, I'll point you guys over to his social media and channel and whatnot. You guys can go show him some loving. I bet he would appreciate that. Oh, I want to see CCIV. All right. So happy trading, everybody. Get out there and make some money. Looks like CCIV is popping above our support line. So let's look for HA Cult to take over and go positive, and we'll look for an entry. Excellent.